Remember all the contaminated gas sold at gas stations across Colorado? Well, the state's going to fine the company behind it $1 a gallon for every gallon that went out, about $365,000. And we're starting to learn what actually happened that led up to all this. I'm Steve, I'm a consumer reporter in Denver, and I broke this story in early January. For those of you who don't remember, diesel fuel incidentally made its way into a holding tank full of regular fuel at a HF Sinclair terminal in Henderson. This is the spot where all the tanker trucks come to get loads to take to gas stations all across the metro area. Between 2 p.m. on January 7th and 6 a.m. on January 8th, this bad gas was being loaded into tankers that went all over. And we learned today that our list was complete. A total of 49 gas stations across Metro Denver and one in Wyoming got this bad fuel. So here's what happened, according to an investigation from the company and the state. Someone at that terminal accidentally left a valve open during a pipeline delivery of diesel, and that diesel ended up in the regular fuel holding tank. You can see it in this image from Sinclair, how that worked. Sinclair told the state that they didn't realize that there was a problem until a distributor notified them around 6 o'clock that Thursday morning. And then Sinclair says that they went out to all their distributors to let the gas stations know that there was a problem. They told them to stop selling the fuel. The investigation says that some gas stations actually figured out that it was bad fuel as well, because they have sensors that can determine that it's diesel and not regular being loaded into their tanks. This inspection report says that while Sinclair found out about this at 6 a.m. on Thursday, they didn't notify state regulators about it until Friday morning, when the state, working on complaints from drivers, figured out that there was a problem and went to HF Sinclair. In all, the state got about 1,000 complaints from drivers who say they got this bad fuel. Sinclair's investigation found that about 365,000 gallons of this bad fuel was loaded into those tankers and taken to stations around the metro area. And since that gas didn't meet standards, by law, the state is now fining them $1 for each one of those gallons. The state will also require them to submit monthly fuel quality reports through September of this year and create some procedures to make sure something like this doesn't happen again. This isn't the only financial pain that HF Sinclair will feel through this. Got to remember, they're going to be responsible for all those claims from drivers who had to have their cars fixed. And there are also several class action lawsuits working their way through the court system right now.